Hey folks, Russ Scala here. I get a lot of questions from my executive clients that have personal trainers, and they can't understand why they're not losing body fat, and they see their personal trainer three or four times a week for an hour. Well, let me get into some of the behaviors. Obviously, you can see for 20 years I've been studying endurance athletes and bodybuilders. And with that information of muscle wasting and muscle gaining, I want to help people get out of the railroad tracks, and I got to meet people where they are. So education is a big part of what I do. So when I find out that they're drinking, it's amazing what you find out when you run lab work. And people like to drink, and I understand that. So I try to put a shield up for them or meet them where they are. So a lot of the executives are not losing any body fat, and the men and women, and understand alcohol can elevate estrogen levels, and estrogen can elevate inflammation markers and causes cells to grow. Elevated estrogen can also stop fat burning in its tracks. So I try to shift my clients away from beer, the liquid bread, to more scotch, straight alcohol, because the straight alcohol, if we study the drinking man's diet of the 1950s during the Mad Men era, they went actually on the ketogenic diet and they would drink, I think, scotch or whiskey, and they were still able to lose 10, 20 pounds, in like 90 to 100 days. So that being said, there's about 76,000 diets out there since the early 1900s. Upton Sinclair, who wrote the book called The Fasting Cure in 1910, he was helping people all over the United States cure disease, help people, actually teach them how to fast to cure all type of illnesses. So there's a history of what really can happen to somebody if they do intermittent fasting. There's a history. Do you do carnivore diet? Do you do keto? Do you do pescatarian? It's very confusing out there. So I like, when I train, when I work with personal trainers that have a lot of clients, I said, you need to meet the patient where they are. And what we do at Scala Precision Health is we customize the diet based on the genetics, biological markers, the age. We start losing hormones at 30. So if I have a 40 or 50-year-old client and they're hormonally deficient, they're not going to be able to lose any body fat. Remember, folks, fat distribution is genetically determined, hormonally regulated. If you look at the transgender market and therapy, there's a lot of hormonal replacement going on from male to female. Watch what happens when they're on the hormone therapy. Their fat gets distributed at different locations. The same way if a female goes to a male, the testosterone therapy distributes the fat in different locations. And that's an extreme example. So when you're thinking about trying to lose weight and you're spending the money on a trainer, you got to dial in your diet. And I'm not talking about being the food Nazi. I'm talking about manipulating your diet. For instance, a lot of my clients that drink are executives, attorneys, they're entrepreneurs. I know they got to blast it out on the weekend. So I try to say, hey, listen, you're always one meal or one day away from getting back on track. I don't like to mess with a high-functioning person's carbohydrates right away, because carbohydrates elevate serotonin levels. So I saved them from reading the book called Potatoes Not Prozac. People need serotonin at night, whether it's alcohol. And what we found out is if you eat carbohydrates at night and you have sleep disturbances, it may help you sleep. Again, so meet the person where they are. If somebody goes to a personal trainer, they're not going to get all this data. So what we do is we package it up at Scala Precision Health here in Winter Park, and we just sort of help them get out of the railroad tracks. We customize the diet. We customize the nutritional supplementation. We customize hormonal replacement therapy. And we really look at what they're doing in their life. Why are they not losing body fat? Again, fat distribution is genetically determined, hormonally regulated. And where are you right now? What's your age? What's your history? Are you under a lot of stress at work? Because cortisol, elevated stress hormone, will cause you to hang on to body fat. We're going to set up a coaching program for personal trainers. They could come on our website, download some information, and really, I want to create a viral market of knowledge out there, because we study advanced metabolic pathways. We've got IV therapy at my location, hormonal replacement therapy. I'm an expert in performance. I've worked with SWAT team members, cops, police, war veterans, special forces. People are going to drink. People are going to want to have fun. And so I want to sort of teach them a way to do it where it's sort of like walking up a flight of stairs with a yo-yo in their hand. They could take a step up the stairs each day, and the yo-yo can be what they do on the weekends. If you want to relax on the weekends and actually add more carbs to your diet, add more pizza, there's actually a benefit to that, because if you add more carbs, more pizza, more simple carbohydrates on the weekend, then you actually could elevate thyroid T3 and T4 and accelerate, the fat burning process. So there's a lot of interesting stuff out there I want to share. I made a lot of mistakes. I was a fat triathlete. Imagine that. I'm running 30 miles a week, cycling 400, swimming 10,000 yards, and I'm trying to understand why I'm not burning body fat. So that was in '96. So I made a lot of mistakes too. I partner with the best research labs in the country right now, and there's amazing research, folks, that we could put in your hands. So check out the Russ Scala YouTube channel, see Scala Precision Health, and check out my book, American Biohacker, and share this information, okay? Get this information out there, because we want to educate people on a lot of information that they're not going to hear from their doctors. Thanks for watching, folks.
The time is now for you to take control of your health. Everybody and every body has a story. Let us find out yours today.